This week's main event, we have Anthony Lionheart Smith coming in against Ryan Superman Spann. We got a top 15 light heavyweight matchup here this week, folks. We got Anthony Smith coming at 6'4", 276-inch or 76-inch reach, my bad. And we got Ryan Spann coming at 6'5" with the 81.5-inch reach. Both guys are coming off wins in their last fights. Obviously, Anthony Smith has been around for a while, coming in at 35-16, whereas Ryan Spann, a little bit newer to the sport, coming at 19-6, has a good amount of experience. This one's a tough one, Zach.
Oh, man, I had a really hard time picking this one. I had a really difficult time trying to decide here because it seems like the consensus of the MMA community is that Anthony Smith has just been being tossed guys that he can beat. And no offense to our co-main event fighter, but I think Devin Clark was definitely a fight that he was expected to win, and he went out and took care of business. However, I think Spann is a little bit different of a situation here. I think he presents problems for Anthony Smith stylistically that not Anthony Smith has never seen before, but that have in the past caused him problems. You know, Spann is going to have the reach advantage here, even if it's only minimal. If you look at how Smith performed in his last fight against Crute, he was landing the jab at will. He was inside. He was controlling the distance of that fight. But that's because he was almost identically sized to Crute, if I'm not mistaken. At least identically sized to him in terms of reach.
And it only lasted a round, too. So, I mean, there wasn't much there to gauge.
Well, it's funny because it was a doctor stoppage. But if you look at what small evidence there was presented by that fight, Smith did look good on the feet, man. I think it's interesting to note here that both of these guys are jiu-jitsu black belts. Both of these guys have several submission victories under their belt. So I think a lot of people want to look at that submission bet and try to find it here. I'd like to offer the opposite side of that coin and say, since they're both so good on the ground, I find it hard to believe that either one of them finds pay dirt by submission here. You know, I think Anthony Smith just gets hit a little bit too much for me. And when you're a younger fighter who's considered to have a pretty good chin, I think it's almost acceptable to get hit a little bit more. But when you're an aging guy who's been known for having a good chin throughout his career, at some point that bitch is going to bust. And I think that Spann is just a little bit more creative on the feet and will find that shot that just wobbles him, makes him do the chicken dance in the middle of the octagon. And once Spann smells blood in the water, he's going to go loose. I think I'm finally going to, with some certainty, take an underdog in the main event.
You're going to win the main event finally?
We're going to see.
We've only been doing this for like 21 times, I think now. And I don't think you've picked like a main event right yet.
Oh, I've gotten a couple, but I feel like I'm always wrong when I pick an underdog. So we're going to see here.
All right. Well, my take is this is an extremely even matchup because if you go back and you look, Anthony Smith, he's only lost to Glover Teixeira, who's fighting for a world title coming up soon. He's lost to Alexander Rakic, who's a top 5 light heavyweight contender and probably going to be up for, a belt pretty soon, in my opinion. And John Jones, who was, the greatest light heavyweight of all time, in my opinion. And he's got 2 victories under his belt, although, like Zach said, some cupcake ones, if you want to call them that. But I think Anthony Smith is just a well-rounded fighter. I mean, he succumbed to Glover Teixeira's top pressure. Obviously, it's no surprise that he lost to John Jones, and he just got leg kicked into fucking oblivion by Alexander Rakic. But I think Anthony Smith's game plan here is not really use his jiu-jitsu, but to maybe get some top control and, pull Glover Teixeira. And, I don't think he's going to want to stand in the pocket with Ryan Spann. Ryan Spann has stupid power. He has stupid knockout power. He's crazy strong, and he can put anybody's lights out in that division. However, I think because of that, Anthony Smith takes him down and tries to, ink out some ground control. On the other hand, we have Ryan Spann, like I just said, who has, absolute superiority and knockout power. And I think he can knock out anybody out in the division. But will he be able to take down or stop Anthony Smith's takedowns? I don't know. That's to be seen. Who has he lost to, Zach?
I don't know. Show us the record.
All right, let's take a look at who he's lost to. Johnny Walker, who he was beating, in my opinion.
He knocked him down twice.
Yeah, he knocked him down, and then had unfortunate, he didn't protect himself while he was in a double leg, trying to get him to the ground, right? Other than that, Carl Robertson, I'm not even sure who the hell that is. Trevin Giles. Yeah, I've been.
These are all back in 2017 too.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you anything about these fights because they're not really public. But I just haven't seen him been taken down, right? So
not particularly.
Johnny Walker fight was a fluke, in my opinion.
No, I think Anthony Smith has superior takedowns to anybody that we just looked at on that list, but I just think Spann is explosive. And I think, even if it's a little bit manufactured, the guy comes into the cage every time he fights with a chip on his shoulder and with intentions to make a statement. I don't know if he's going to get that definitive statement here, but I definitely know he's going to come in and fight hard.
I agree with you. I mean, usually I rely on the tape, but the tape hasn't told me much because he's never fought a guy like Anthony Smith. Anthony Smith is, like I said, seasoned veteran. He's fought the who's who at 205. I really want to take Spann here, but I'm not completely sold, if I'm being completely honest with you. But let's go in the odds.
I think it was really funny in his press conference when Anthony Smith said, "You guys expect me to be scared of this dude? I fought 50 Ryan Spanns in my career. He's just another guy to check off the list."
Yeah. All right. We have Anthony Smith coming at minus 164 and Ryan Spann at plus 152. Zach, take it away.
Well, when I see plus money and I actually favor the underdog, money line is always a plausible bet to take, because even if this fight goes completely AWOL in a direction that is just unforeseeable to me at this point, if Spann ekes out a win, one money line is gonna hit. But I'd like to think that my big balls in Cowtown are kind of dropping a little bit right now. I'm really feeling some ballsy picks on this one because Spann by TKO is at plus 550.
That just made my mind up. Like, fuck it. That is incredible value right there. Plus 152 money line plus 550 for TKO. Take that all day. Take that to the fucking bank.
You got to play that, man. You have to. I think everybody is leaning so much further towards a submission in this fight, and I don't think that's what's going to happen, man. I think Spann's going to get the knockout, and my crazy pick here, Spann is going to get that knockout in round 3. I'm taking Spann wins in round 3 at plus 1,600 to the bank this week.
I'm taking Spann plus 152, wins by TKO at plus 550. Take that to the fucking bank and make yourself a shit ton of money. And if you're not feeling as confident as us, fuck it. Hedge Anthony Smith at minus 164. So what? You'll still make money.
I was about to say, man, this fight right here is going to the bank. Even if you decide to hedge your bet, like Gage said, you should still make money. And I think this fight is pretty indicative of the whole card. If you use your tools properly and arrange your money properly, which I had a pretty hard problem doing several months ago, if you play your card right, you should win money on this event.
Absolutely. Zach?
But I was about to say, I think that's all we got.